Hey everybody, it's Karen Anderson here with Aortic Hope and our week in review. Do me a favor before we get started, please click the like button. Please click that subscribe button and the little bell so you're notified every time we go live so that you don't have to rely on your memory to tell you when something exciting is happening because we always have something exciting. But today we're going to go over all of the posts of last week. If you have comments, comment. I'd love to give you a shout out and love to know your opinion. So let's get started. All right, we're going to start off with movement for movement, which is so darn hard when it's 1,000 bazillion degrees outside. This was a check-in summer moves challenge we've got going on right now. Look, we know it's hot. We know you're tired, but we also know movement doesn't have to be serious. It's definitely not for me right now in order for it to be effective. So if you're on social media, drop us a GIF or something that shows us how you're moving. And I will tell you that mine was a woman who looked like she was melting in front of a fan, just laying there, the air blowing her. That was mine. That's my summer moves challenge, is to be present in front of a fan. So I'm moving to find the fan. So it didn't matter what it was. We got a lot of really funny things that popped in, but look, you need some kind of like inspiration to do something. And I'll tell you what we did. We were at my pool this weekend in Delaware, and we just kind of walked a little bit against the current of this little lazy river, and that counted as our movement. And then we jumped back on the rafts and floated. And then when we got out of sync, we would paddle. So yeah, there was some movement going on there in the heat of summer. That's it. Oh, I'm being distracted. Josh's camera's on my computer, so I see him looking at me. So I'm all distracted now. Hint, hint. All right, never mind. Thanks.
I'm catching up with how late we started and getting our
I know.
posts up on Facebook.
I know. I
Right? Hi,
know.
Molly. Let me
Hey,
get back over to
Molly.
chat and see who else is there with us.
Yeah, who's here with us?
So far, Molly
Okay.
and
You know what? It's
Christina.
because, oh, hey, Christina. It's because it's just so, nobody wants to do anything. It's, you would
It's
think
very
people
hot.
would be indoors, that they would just want to listen to me. I think sometimes I'm kind of entertaining. I can be. Yeah, I think I can be. All right. Speaking of heat, let's talk about running. No. But we do want to support our friends at Run for Aortic Health, specifically Carmen David, community member, survivor, and the person who established this form of raising much needed money for a lot of different organizations that focus in on the research for aortic disease. So it's open. Her registration's open, and she's doing it a lot earlier this year. Usually she has a run or a walk that takes place every year closer in September, but this year it's falling into August. So it is a 5K and a 10K. It's incredible that she puts all this together for everybody. This is actually the 9th annual Run for Aortic Health, and it's happening on August 23rd. It's another year spreading awareness, raising funds. Listen, and you don't even have to go to Texas, which is where it's being held, in order to participate. I've participated once or twice because you've got a whole virtual element to this. So walkers, runners, doesn't matter. In Texas, out of Texas, you just sign up. And even if you're virtual, you're going to get a shirt, you're going to get a medal. So it just makes you feel good already, right? It's about supporting the research initiatives that are taking place that are actually changing lives. So share this event with friends and family. Again, if you're in the Fort Worth area of Texas, join in, show up, meet other survivors, meet other community members. And if not, click on the button when you register that says virtual. Put a team together locally of your own friends and family. Everybody should just register and take pictures of yourself, go live, send her a video, give her some love and support. I love the virtual. I love the virtual aspect. I think our first year was great. The second year it rained. And I think I was with Terry and we are filming ourselves running underneath of awnings of different businesses on our main street, just so that she knew we were doing something. We were getting our Monday movement on, but it wasn't on a Monday. So there's a link here. You can click to register today. If you have any questions, just send us a message at info@aortic health, and we will get you in touch with Carmen so you can learn more about the Run for Aortic Health. Yep, and I got something in my eye, and I love the little logo. She has the graft in the aorta running. It gets really super cute. She did a great job with that. All right, so that was something going on. All right, we're going to move on to Topic Tuesday. And we have been in June talking about different classifications of medication. And this one is about diuretics, or otherwise known as water pills. And I think a lot of women know about water pills. I think we're introduced to this way before men ever are, for a whole other set of reasons outside of aortic disease. But they really do help people manage a lot of common health problems, but how do they work? Like, nobody really understands the concept of how they work, and how do you balance your fluid intake with fluid out that's going out, because it can come out a lot and really fast. Okay, just letting you know. The goal of a diuretic is really to help your body get rid of excess salt, right? Or sodium and water. And that's just making you urinate more. That's what the pill does. So think of it like turning on a faucet that drains out extra fluid from your body. And it really is. Like, when the pill hits, you're like, I got to go right now. That's kind of how it works until your body gets adjusted. But it really helps reduce swelling, and it helps lower blood pressure, and it can help decrease the strain on your heart. So, why are they used? They're used because people have hypertension or high blood pressure, and they can aid in helping other types of medications that you're taking. They are definitely used when people have heart failure, okay? Because a lot of times people with heart failure have excess fluid. And have you ever heard of congestive heart failure, right? So they're used to help get rid of that extra fluid. Extra fluid or swelling is called edema. And that's because your kidneys or your liver might be having some issues. So taking that extra fluid off, that's another reason for taking a diuretic. And then there's certain eye conditions like glaucoma that is indicative of swelling in the eye, where taking a diuretic can really help with that condition. So this is like one of those visuals, and I'm like, I'm not too sure. I have to follow all the pictures. But this is a kidney, okay? This is your ureter. These are all the different parts of the kidney. And in this little area here are all these other little parts. It looks like some wild road map. And this talks about the different places where the diuretics make an impact, and the different types of diuretics. Because believe it or not, there are different types. There's loop diuretics, there's thiazide diuretics, there's potassium or K sparing diuretics. So they all affect things differently inside of the areas of the kidney, right? So let's talk about thiazide. So thiazide is a diuretic that gently removes salt and water, okay? Otherwise known as HCTZ, or hydrochlorothiazide, or chlorothiazidone. It's commonly used if you have high blood pressure, if you have mild swelling, okay? Sometimes it's used after a long-term aortic repair, right? Or just to help control your blood pressure, okay? So you might be prescribed HCTZ, very common, mild form of a diuretic. Then there is loop diuretic, which might be known as furosemide or Lasix, bumetanide. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but that's stronger. Okay, that's a stronger diuretic. That's going to remove large amounts of fluid and do it quickly. Those are for people who might be in heart failure and have significant swelling. Okay, it's commonly used after aortic surgery because they're pumping you full of tons of fluid, and they want to just get that fluid out fast. It also reduces any strain on the heart. And then the next one is potassium sparing diuretics, because sometimes when you're losing all this fluid, you have a loss of potassium. And let me tell you, replenishing yourself with potassium is not very pleasant experience. You can take pills. They are ginormous and very salty. You can take a liquid, which is red in color and is disgusting, or you can have it in the IV. And if they don't have a ratio of more saline to potassium, it's going to burn. It burns, it burns. It's not person to person. It burns, it burns, it burns, and burns very bad. So you want to make sure that you are having enough intake of potassium, and you'll find all of this out from your physician if you're on a diuretic. But this particular class, the potassium sparing diuretics, don't impact and don't create a loss of potassium. It will remove your fluid, but it keeps the potassium in your body. And that would be spironolactone or amiloride, if I pronounce that right. Typically, people who are in heart failure, or you're having hormonal issues, it might be used after surgery to prevent low potassium during diuretic therapy. The next one is carbonic. Carbonic Anhydrase inhibitors sounds good to me. They change how bicarbonate is handled. It is considered a mild diuretic. That would be acetazolamide. It's a lot of letters. Or Diamox. That's a common name. And glaucoma would be a reason that you might be given that. Altitude sickness might be another reason why you're given that. Certain people with certain seizure disorders, and it's rarely used when it comes to aortic stuff. So you probably won't see that drug if it's just aortic issues that you're being given this drug for. Then there is osmotic or is osmotic. I don't know, but it's a different osmotic, a diuretic. Okay. That's going to pull water out very, very quickly. Mannitol is the name. That will happen if you have brain swelling, if you've got high eye pressure going on. In exceptional cases, it could be used during surgery to protect the kidneys, but not really routinely after aortic surgery. So you might not hear about that drug either. Pretty much the common ones are going to be your potassium sparing diuretics, your loop diuretics, or your thiazide diuretics. Okay. So after aortic surgery, whether it's for an aneurysm or you've had a dissection. Loop diuretics are often used because they help to reduce excess fluid and they lower the workload on healing the heart and the blood vessels. And controlling blood pressure with diuretics, such as thiazides, can also help protect aortic repair over long term. So here's a fun fact. Your kidneys filter about 50 gallons or 180 liters of blood every single day. And diuretics, they just tweak this process to help manage fluid balance. So that was Tuesday. That was your topic Tuesday. Remember, stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. It's important. Stay curious and keep learning how amazing your body is. So if you've got questions about diuretics and how much fluid intake you want, definitely talk to your pharmacist or talk to your physician. I know for myself personally, my experience is I can't take them every day, first of all, and I'm not swelling every day anyway. But if I take it every day, my kidney starts to hurt, my right one. But I know that when I do take it, I know I lose a lot of fluid, and it's almost like I can't get fluid back in. But if we were all drinking the right amount of water, it's almost like a natural diuretic process. And you sometimes, even in that case, you still need a little extra boost by being prescribed a diuretic. So it's normal. It's not shouldn't cause you major problems, but you do want to talk to your physician about what your particular fluid intake should be while you're on a diuretic. And that is your topic Tuesday. Oh, that's a lot of big words. All those fancy words get me all crazy. All
That
right,
was fascinating.
it's fascinating. I know. I definitely take them when I get off of a plane and when it's hot like this.
Hmm.
I prefer my rings to spin versus be stuck on my fingers. I can tell when I'm getting all squishy. Like I feel
Mm.
like, take a diuretic.
So
All
in
right.
the chat here,
Yeah.
when you were going
Yes.
over Carmen David's work,
Oh, yeah.
Molly said, "Hey, Christina, you be going to the run at Fort Worth in August?" And Christina said, "I might. I met
You
Carmen at
should.
the Dallas Aorta meeting back in February.
Yeah.
I'll put it on my calendar." And
You
Molly
should go check
said,
that out.
"I'll put it on mine too."
Well, there you go, you guys. I'd like to
Right?
make it out there one day. I would. I'd like to make it out there. It won't be this year, but it could be next year. Got too much this year. But yeah, we're definitely doing virtual. I think a couple of us are putting together a team locally and we're just gonna do some virtual walking. I hope we don't virtually walk around stores because then we end up shopping and then we walk somewhere and we just walk with lots of packages. But hey, it's walking nonetheless, right? So we try to change it up a little bit. But that's great. I hope you guys go take lots of pictures, especially with Carmen. And let's get into this fundraiser. I'm not even sure we've talked about this. We are in the midst of a huge Pampered Chef fundraiser right now for the Aortic Hope community. But Pampered Chef is one of these organizations that they really give back to the community. And this is a time of year where, so typically based on a certain number of sales, they'll give 10% back as a donation. And then when you crest over a certain amount of sales, they give 15%. Well, right, they started doing this double back in August. And this summer, they started it from June through the end of August. So it is double back. We are already receiving 30% back. We're killing this in sales. So I don't know if you guys have looked at Pampered Chef before, but you want to check them out. Um, This is the link to the Pampered Chef party. It's also pinned at the top of our Facebook page. It's on my personal page, but you can check this out here. Every month at the end of the month, so as of tomorrow morning, we're going to pull a name from whoever purchased since this started to get a $25 gift certificate to use towards more Pampered Chef, of course. But 100% of the funds that we raise from this fundraiser are turned right around and given back to you in the community. And you have to check them out. They've got everything. I mean, their paring knives are amazing, and their plastic flexible cutting boards are so great. They have little knickknacks all the way up to air fryers and really great pizza stone kits and bowls, and they got it all. So gotta check it out. Even like dips and just check it out. They got great stuff. And so you will find something to buy as a gift for someone or just to have for yourself in your house. My list is getting very, very large. I, as the host, cannot purchase till August, but you guys could still be purchasing from now through the end of August, and we appreciate your support with that. So that's our Pampered Chef 2025 fundraiser. All right,
Hold on.
moving on.
Do you
No,
have a
we're not moving on.
particular favorite of articles in that Pampered Chef line of things?
What? Do I have one?
Is there like a thing that you'd like to everybody should know about? I don't know. When I hear things like
Well,
this is where Pampered Chef lands on me. I'm aware
what?
that it's a brand. That's the
Yeah,
end of it, right? But like if I was to be trying to sell something, it would be like a Ninja air fryer because I think everybody
sure.
should have a Ninja air fryer in their home,
Right.
right?
Well, yeah, I did get their air fryer in our last fundraiser,
Pampered
and
Chef
I'm
has an
so,
air fryer.
oh, they have a great air fryer, but you know what, where mine is? It's still in the box because I'm so stupidly intimidated of air fryers. But
Why?
I don't know. I don't know what to put in it and how to cook with it. I don't know what to do. I just look at it.
Uh,
Don't laugh at me, laugh with me. I will get to it one day. I will. I want to put some chicken. I want to do some veggies.
like
And
here's the thing, right? I saw
yeah,
this on social media.
yeah.
Uh, you take cheese and you know the tiny little ones and you cut them into like little potato chip slices and
Okay.
you put them in the air fryer and you've made your own Cheez-Its. A little bit
I
of
took
salt, a
cheese
little bit of, yeah, that's what they did.
and
I was
make
like,
my
this
own
is
cheese.
ridiculous. Like Cheez-Its, those
Huh.
little cracker
Oh,
snacks.
Cheez-Its. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's no
Okay.
extra oil, it's air fried. And I was like,
Okay.
that if I was a cheese guy, that's the kind of thing I would try.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
I definitely want to do some stuff with veggies and things and make cooking easier. But you asked me what my like product would be. They have a ceramic egg cooker. I know it sounds so
What?
silly. It looks like a mug, and you take a lid off. You put your one or two eggs in it, right? You add a little bit of milk, let's say, and you put the lid on, you shake it a couple times. That's it. It's already like as if you whisked it. If you want to add a little pieces of vegetable or whatever, doesn't matter. You pop that sucker in the microwave. I have to Google. I don't remember how many seconds, but it's not even more than a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Comes out. You've got a very fluffy, extremely fluffy. What would that be? It's not a quiche. But it's like that,
Hmm.
and it is
Like a
amazing.
crepe?
No, because it's definitely like a
That's more like
uh,
weird gelatinous
formed.
thingy.
It's definitely dry,
Hmm.
scrambled egg, but fluffy. So, but
Interesting.
if you want stuff like little diced up piece of ham or some cheese, you can put it all in there. It cooks it beautifully. It's so fast and it's so easy, and it's actually delicious. Delicious. It's one of my favorites. Yeah.
So Christina says, I love my Pamper Chef pizza stone,
Yes, I hear great
right?
things about that too.
I
Uh-huh.
had a roommate once who had a pizza stone that had,
Yeah.
it was like a deep dish pizza stone,
Yep.
right? So it had like a raised rim around it. And he never made pizza in that thing. He baked wings in there. Oh my goodness.
Really?
And it would take like an hour to bake the wings. And he would
Hmm.
keep pulling it out and turning them and re-saucing them with some kind of weird honey something or other sauce. Oh my God.
Wow.
That guy,
Great.
that guy made some woman a wonderful husband. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, there you go. All
Yeah, we
right.
were so nice to him.
Well,
Molly
maybe
says
you'll
you can't
consider.
mess up air frying. I agree.
I know.
Sweet
Well,
potato
somebody,
fries and wings.
I
Obviously, I
know.
talk about the wings.
I
Sweet
know.
potato fries, huge in the air fryer.
I
So
know.
good.
I will try.
Are you talking
I'll
like that
try.
egg like a souffle?
Souffle. It's
Yeah,
like a,
Molly nailed
yeah,
it. She put 4 question marks on there.
Yeah, but I put it in and I can then just break it up. So it's like having a scrambled egg omelet almost because
Hmm.
it doesn't come out like an omelet. But it's very fluffy. It's so easy. It's so fast too.
And it's a
Lot.
what now? A ceramic.
It is a. I'm going to pull it back. I'm not going to show it to you right now. That's not going to happen. Sorry.
Right.
Um, it is a ceramic egg cooker.
Egg
They just look it
cooker.
up.
Gotcha.
Yep. Just I think it's called egg cooker. It's not glamorous name, or I'm lying, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Christina says, she's like, yeah, French fries, sweet potatoes, fries, steak. And let me tell you about
That's
steak.
what I hear.
Let me tell you about
Yeah.
steak. From the freezer, straight in.
Really.
Yeah, straight in. It's almost ridiculous how good it is. Because
Okay.
you're gonna put it in there, you're gonna flip it, and when it comes out, it's going to be, if you want it medium rare, you'll be pretty surprised. You'll be pretty
Okay.
surprised.
Do you
I
season it?
couldn't believe it. I put, the normal stuff. I'm a very simple
Mm-hmm.
guy. Black pepper,
Okay.
salt. Yeah, nothing big. And then,
Okay.
if you're going to put anything on it afterwards, get it out of the air fryer. And then, like I would even go
Okay.
so far, like if you're gonna dab some butter on there, I would
Mm-hmm.
put the butter on there and then put it back in the air fryer without turning it on, so just so that it's enclosed in that heat,
Just let
just
it.
for
Yeah.
a second, not for very
Okay.
long, and then
Okay.
pull it back out. But
All
it
right.
is crazy how
Okay. I'm
good
just
that
gonna have to
is.
try it. I'm just gonna
It's
have to try it.
crazy how good that is. Air fried
If it
steak.
starts turning out good, then the husband's gonna want food all the time. So like, all
Yeah, yeah, I hear you.
right, I'll try it. I'll try it. I'll try it. All right. Sounds good.
We'll have an
Right now,
unboxing video for Pampered Chef air fryer, right?
okay. Karen's actually gonna attempt to use her air fryer, everybody,
We're
and
gonna
I'll
end
just
up in
sit
the
there and just
burn
look at
unit
it
with
like,
mayonnaise
what?
in our hair. This is good.
All right, guys, we're moving on to Feel Good Friday. Um, something magical about summertime, other than the fact that I'm dripping with sweat. Longer days, golden sunshine, and the sweet, juicy taste of fresh fruits that instantly lifts your mood. I know it instantly lifted mine the last couple days. Big bowl of fruit or a nice chilled smoothie by the pool. Summer brings a simple kind of joy that's hard to beat. Do you like fruit in the summertime? I will tell you. First of all, I've been craving watermelon, like just losing my mind. When you get a good watermelon, it's just so good, so good. But there is something called sweet crisp cantaloupes or sweet kiss cantaloupes. And if anybody out there likes cotton candy grapes, you will love these cantaloupes. They are, I don't know, I eat an entire cantaloupe all by myself. Not that cantaloupes are huge, but I eat the whole thing because I can't stop it. It's just delicious. I know Wegmans has them. I'm sure Whole Foods and Trader Joe's probably offer them, but right around as close as you can get to July is when Wegmans starts putting them out and they can't keep them on the shelf. They just can't keep them. And then they're gone by like the end of August. So it's like a 2 month window that you can get these extremely sweet cantaloupes that are amazing. But I do like for whatever reason this summer, I am on a major fruit trip and I can't do a lot of fruit because of IBD. So really can't do apples. I can do some grapes. I do a little bit of strawberry, but whew, watermelon, it's amazing. I love watermelon. It's just like so juicy. It's just great. That's mine. What's yours? Do you have a favorite fruit?
Pineapple, absolutely. It's the bacon of
Yeah, you
fruit.
do.
Have
It's
you
the bacon of
seen
fruit.
have you seen people turn watermelon into like watermelon steak? Have you seen this?
No, are they grilling it?
All kinds of things.
What? I
So
don't
they
understand.
cut it up like it's a big steak,
Yeah.
right? And then they
Okay.
get like different seasonings and then they, bake and grill it or what have you.
No.
Oh,
Ugh.
oh, I would never try this, but I'm so intrigued. I'm so intrigued.
N-
Because
No,
like
but I do.
we're talking like soy sauce, like
Yeah. Okay.
watermelon drenched
No.
in not like a sweet Thai sauce. Maybe that's what it was, not soy sauce, but like it's an Asian kind of flavoring sauce or what have you.
No,
And
but I will
then
do
salt,
cantaloupe
pepper.
with prosciutto and balsamic. Wrap a ball of cantaloupe with some prosciutto and smear it in some balsamic
See, I think
glaze.
this is where a lot of people are going to be like, that's weird because
That's Italian. It's
I
an
don't
Italian
put
thing.
I don't put fruit and cheese together.
I would never think to do that, but it's so good. And from what I hear, watermelon and feta cheese is supposed to be really good, but it just makes me feel curdled.
See, this again, there are people that put pineapple on pizza. I don't think that fruit and cheese
Yeah,
go together. It doesn't make sense
I
to
don't
me.
think. No.
Yeah.
Well, but watermelon and prosciutto, because from a woman's perspective, you've got the sweet, you've got the salty, savory, all just plopping right in the same time. It's so
Yeah.
good. Yum. Yum.
So Molly cautions you. It puts out a lot of heat, so consider running your air fryer outside.
Oh, yeah.
Molly says peaches
Yeah.
and plums. Those are her favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, she says watermelon salad. It's got fenna, mint, and basil.
Right. That's
What?
true.
I've never even heard of this.
Yes, watermelon salad. But so the problem I have with a plum is I guess I just don't know how to buy them. I just squeeze them, right? I want to make sure that they feel very soft. And then every time I bite it, it's not, I like it when it's super sweet. You get that nice, soft, super sweet, but not the mushy and definitely not firm because then it's sour. Oh, I'm feeling my mouth. It's really saliva. Just said sour. Yeah, no. Plums are particular. They're a little, peaches can be too. Because you can bite into a peach and then, oh, I don't like the fuzzy. The fuzzies,
Mm.
I'm already having a problem thinking about the fuzzy. I don't like tongue depressors, and that's what it reminds me of.
Ah.
It's a thing. Let's not even get into
Molly's
that.
laughing at your face when
I'm sure.
watermelon met soy sauce. You've never
No.
seen people
Ew.
put salt on watermelon before?
Um, no, no,
Oh, it's
no.
the most
Ew.
weird thing. But I watch people do it.
Ugh.
Like with a
No.
salt shaker over the part that they're about to bite.
No.
Like salting individual
Okay.
fries.
The problem with this with this video today is
Yeah.
someone is going to freeze frame the faces I'm making, and it's going to be out there
It's good
as a
stuff.
thing.
It's good stuff.
It is. All right, we're moving on. Survivor Series Saturday. Hey, this is our general post. It's always important to post the advertisement. This has been going on for a very long time. And on certain Saturdays, we like to highlight the community members. And trust me, they want to hear from you. We want you to be a shining star in someone else's life. Listen, this is what happens when you share your story of survival or your loved ones because you're the caregiver. When you tell your story, it is a learning experience for all of us listening or reading. We have a chance to we're always going to learn something from anybody's story, whether it was how you were treated in the ER, what your symptoms were that maybe we didn't pick up on, or we're just diagnosed with aortic disease. So we want to know what maybe we should be looking out for that we might feel in the future. It's a learning tool for other physicians, believe it or not, physicians that are part of our Think Aorta community, because these stories are shared there too. They're learning. They're learning about um, misdiagnosis. They're learning about underdiagnosis. And so your stories are really very important in that learning tool. And it's going to be very therapeutic for you as well, just to get that off your chest. So while you're validating us and we're hearing from you, say things out loud, maybe that we've never said out loud. It feels good for us and it's going to feel good for you as well. And you can do it in one of three ways. So you can do it in written form, you can do it in video, pre-recorded, or you can go live like I am now and take questions from the community, which is the most ideal way, obviously. But what we really want to know is your story, your words. What we care a lot about knowing the symptoms that you feel or you felt, if anything. We want to know the process of diagnosis for you. I'd love to know if your family, if there's a history, right? Are you thinking aorta, thinking family? Are you talking about your family medical history? This information, again, is going to be shared with Think Aorta US and emergency room physicians. So it's a huge learning tool. Yeah, consider being a shining star in someone's life today. And there is a form here. It's also underneath of our program section if you want to find that again. And we would love to put you in contact with either Molly or Josh to have you be our featured survivor. And that is our Survivor Series Saturday. Okay. Next bit of tidbit information, a tidbit is our patient awareness posters. We're always getting asked from people, how can they help? How can they help volunteer with us? What can they do? This is one easy peasy way, and that's take some of these patient awareness posters towards your physician's office. I've heard from somebody in the community say that the receptionist was like, well, we have to talk to the office manager. Don't worry about it. Drop them off. Drop them off and make sure if you get them sent to you and you drop them off, shoot us a message so we know the doctor's name and number and we can call and explain to them who we are and how they're supposed to use this. These posters, They are displayed in exam rooms in your physician's office. What better place to learn about what Aortic Hope does for the community, to have an opportunity to download one of our patient guides or to register for a support group meeting? It's all right there on that poster. So while you're sitting there in the exam room waiting for someone to come in, take your vitals, find out all the medications you're taking, et cetera, you have a chance to use your phone and do some quick work and become part of this organization in this community. And it's free. We will give you 10 posters right up front to take to that physician's office, no cost to you at all. And the form is right here for you to fill that out. It's also on our programs page as well. And we would love to get these posters to you ASAP. So thank you. Thank you for getting these out to your doctors. They're already sprinkled across the country, and there's no such thing as we've hit all of the doctors, right? This is always going to be a work in progress. They've been updated now to reflect our second book, which we're going to get to in a few minutes.
I have a
Okay,
success story on that, by
you
the way.
do tell me.
Yeah, it was I want to say the West Coast meeting this month.
Uh-huh.
A gentleman, and came in, and we were like, "And how did you hear about us?" And he's like, "Oh, I took a QR code, took a ad, signed up right there." And I was like, "Oh man,
That's
I love to
great.
see that in the wild, like firsthand.
Yeah.
That's the best."
Yeah, that's awesome. I
Yep.
love that. I mean, we used to have our brochures, our tableside rack cards and stuff. And I love going into a doctor's office or having somebody send this and say, look what's in my doctor's office. That's always a lot of fun.
Very
So
cool.
I'm so happy it's doing its job. And now we're going to get into the patient guide, which is now on the poster. So as you guys know, we dropped our second patient guide. Here it is. Hopefully you can see this. I don't know why it seems really shiny today. Very bright. But there it is. Here's our first one. Aortic dissection, the patient guide. Here's our second one. Aortic disease, the patient guide. Both guides are out now. This guide is here to really help you and your loved ones understand what comes next after a diagnosis of aortic disease. We understand that every journey is different. It's shaped by the type of condition, by timing of diagnosis, and just your overall health. So that's why we have this personalized care and informed decisions, which are so important for patients. And we know that this can be very, very overwhelming. It's still overwhelming for us years after, right? So we're telling you we don't want you to try to absorb everything at once. There's a lot of information in here. So you kind of want to think of this guide as like a map. It's a journey. You want to explore the parts based off of the table of contents that are really the most important to you right now. So maybe if you don't have an aneurysm, but you have a bicuspid valve, you're just going to go right to the chapter that talks about congenital heart valve disease, which is bicuspid valve, because it's something that you're born with. Or let's say your valves are fine and you have an aneurysm, skip right to the aneurysm section. Okay, so go to the parts that you find are most important and applicable to you and just start there. Easy. All right. For families and for caregivers, your support is just invaluable. It really is. And whether you're helping us manage our appointments or remember to take our medicine or just offering a listening ear, your patience and your understanding, it really makes a powerful difference for us. And we just want you to know that you're not alone on this journey. We're really here to walk it with you. And I'm so proud of all of the patients that participated in writing this guide, the med students that participated, and the caregivers that participated. After we wrote this second guide on our own, word one, from scratch, we then had it clinically reviewed by a plethora of physicians, ranging from therapists to cardiologists to thoracic surgeons, vascular surgeons. And once we got their stamp of approval, we then were able to immediately secure endorsement from the Society of Thoracic Surgeons and the Society for Vascular Surgery. These are the two most highest regarded governing bodies that your physicians are going to be part of as far as societies are concerned. So again, you can click right up here where it says free download and boom, it's going to go right on your phone. This is for the second guide, aortic disease. And as we did before, we do offer boxes of 25 to be sent to your physician's office for free. There's a bulk order form, so please let your physicians know about this. And there's a hard copy order form. We can only send one hard copy per household, and we are limited to how many we can send out, but we are able to send some out based upon an extra grant that we received, and that would include the original book as well, the aortic dissection book too. There is a patient survey that we're going to talk about in a minute as well, we would like you to consider filling out that survey, and also consider not making it anonymous and actually putting your name and email, because we're doing a giveaway. We will announce our first winner from anybody who may have answered the survey. It seems a little soon, but it's the end of the month. And each month for one whole year, we're going to announce a winner who is going to win a gift certificate to our Hope Shop. So you can pick out what you want this time instead of us sending you that prize. Again, here is Aortic Dissection. A lot more information in here because this book was originally created by our friends from Aortic Dissection Awareness UK and Ireland. And then we took the book here to the United States and we had to gut it, rewrite it. And with the help on both books of Think Aorta US, we were able to put that first book together. So there's a lot of areas that you can click to get you to the different organizations. But again, you can download it for free. You can bulk order it as well. And we also have that book available in Spanish. So, yes, we will probably have our second guide put together in Spanish as well. That's going to take at least a year before we get that done. And yes, my friends, on our YouTube channel, if you go to our programs and you look down, the very first link takes you to Aortic Dissection, the patient guide. That is me reading it to you in video and with my voice. I will be doing that live for all of you because I'm a glutton for punishment. In September, we will be dissecting the chapters and going through them over the course of the month of September, and I will just be reading it to you. I won't be able to take your questions or comments until the very end, and I will probably make lots of mistakes and have to reread. But if you would like to see the whole process of what it's like to record this book, if you have a chance to watch. And I hope that you find it very entertaining. So that's our information on our books right now. We're super excited that we do have this book out for you, and we hope that you take advantage of checking it out. Yeah, reading it live. But let's get back into the survey. So the survey is now up for our first guide. This is the survey we want you to focus on. Again, if you share your name and email, you have an opportunity to be a winner. Random drawing, $30 gift certificate to the Hope Shop. And we would love your thoughts. Based on the survey results we received over the course of the year when we put out the dissection guide, it really helped us when it came to mapping out what we were going to do for this book. We listened, any critiques that you had about tone and the verbiage and the level in which the book was written, we took under consideration. We included a couple other additional areas that may not have been focused on as much in the first book, and they're in this book. You're going to find everything from aortic valve disease, whether it's congenital like a bicuspid or it's stenosis or regurgitation. You're going to find information about that, diagnosis, all of your treatment options, including mechanical, bioprosthetic, et cetera, recovery, the whole 9 yards. And then you're going to find stuff about aneurysms. And again, we do not limit ourselves just to the thoracic because we know it doesn't really matter. It's one organ. So we take it from zone 0 all the way down to the end. So you're going to learn about the different areas of the aorta and where the aneurysms can show up and what that means as far as diagnosing them, monitoring them. Treatment options are different. They are different. People decide when they're going to do this treatment based upon a multitude of factors. Could be family history, could be where it's located, could be size, could be rate of growth. All of that's written in there, as well as the different treatment options and what recovery looks like from that too. There is a small section on dissections, and we obviously refer people back to the original book. And then there's talk about exercise, diet, medications, genetics, and all different types of support that you can receive that exists in the community and internally here with Aortic Hope are all in that book as well. Plus pictures and a chart where you can log your blood pressures and the medications you're taking, which is new. That's back there as well. So there's a part for your physicians to kind of map out and show you what they're doing or where things are and what's happening. There's a notes section. It's pretty comprehensive. I don't think we left anything out because we're there with you. So everything that's in that is things we really wanted to know about ourselves, and we wanted to have in a book if it was handed to us. So check it out and give us your thoughts. Thank you. Lot to say. Yeah, that's
Excellent.
a lot.
There's a question here.
Thanks. Okay, what is it?
Molly is wondering, are
Yeah.
there only posters or are there still smaller cards?
Yeah, so we have the patient awareness posters, which are like an 8 by 10. We're not talking big posters. And I think what you were referring to are these postcards. And these postcards are typically used to hand out to physicians. We do this at a lot of conferences, but you can give them to doctors at the hospitals or medical centers where there might be a group of thoracic surgeons or vascular surgeons and they want to give stuff individually to their patients. On one side, you're going to see information about the patient awareness poster and a way that the physicians can order it. On the other side, this is old, this has been updated. You will see information about our patient guides that we have and ways that the physicians can order these guides and download it. So if you ever want postcards, just send us a message at info@aorticope.org and I'd be more than happy to send you a few postcards. Yes. Yes, indeed you do. All right. Events. We need to add our bereavement up here, which we will, because, and I'm not too sure what happened, but we do have a bereavement meeting as well as our Spanish meeting and Canadian and survivors and caregivers and just caregiver connection group here. So this just tells you all of the times, which are subject to change, of course, because we have changes that happen. The bereavement happens every other month on the second Tuesday at 7 p.m., which is listed because it is coming up in July. All you have to do is just hover your cursor and it takes you right to a registration form. Last thing for the month of June is tonight. It is our WISE meeting, Women Inspiring Support and Encouragement with Aortic Disease, hosted by Diane Bishop from Aortic Health Unlimited. I can't say her name without talking in a Tuscaloosa accent. I just can't do it. It won't come out right. So that's tonight. We have a special guest for all of the ladies, and that is Dr. Stacy Fisher. She's a cardiologist. She also specializes in pregnancy with people with heart-related, cardiovascular, aortic-related issues. So we're going to have a opportunity to talk about some female stuff tonight with a lot of females. So if you're interested, you can click here and sign up, and you will receive, just like we do with our support group meetings, a link to join a little bit before the meeting tonight, and it's through Teams, so I suggest you download Teams. All right, I got all of this done today. I'm super proud of myself, and I hope it's all correct. I think it is. I hope. Pretty confident, 99%. All right, so coming up this week, July 1st, cannot believe it's going to be July 1st. We have our very first support group meeting of the month. That is our Aortic Hope and Aortic Bridge, which is a grassroots nonprofit organization based out of Brooklyn, New York. We host a big general open to anybody support group meeting that happens at 12 o'clock Eastern. Our Canadian support group meeting, which is typically really open to anybody, but it's really going to be focused around Canadian health care issues and aortic disease. That is on the first Wednesday of every month at 7 p.m. Therapeutic Thursday is up. I do have to confirm summertime schedule. I am having a meeting with John Quick, community member and therapist tomorrow. There may be changes on these. These happen typically on Thursdays at 12 o'clock Eastern. It'll be off if it's not happening. Okay, so you'll just check back here and see. Our first caregiver connection. And why is it called caregiver connection? Because caregivers just don't need the same kind of support for as long or as often as patients do. So caregiver connection is just that. It's a chance for caregivers to connect, talk about whatever's on your mind. You can do a recipe exchange. I don't know. Talk about whatever's on your mind. It's just an open forum where you guys can basically hang out together, connect, and just meet other like-minded individuals. That's happening the first Saturday always of the month at 10 a.m. and it happens a couple other times as listed above. Some of the interesting things that are listed on here that are not typical, like a weekend review or qigong, which happens every Sunday at 12:30, which is, again, all of this stuff is free. We have our bereavement support group second Thursday, 7 p.m. I have not added this. Aortic Athletes is going to be presenting a community member named Ann Herbst. Now, Ann did not have a dissection. I think Aortic Athletes is looking to steer away from just dissection patients or clinicians. So this is someone who is in a watch and wait category. And when this is over, this live interview, she is going to do a massive hiking event in Switzerland. So yeah, it'll be very interesting to hear what's going on with Anne. And you can check that out on the 15th at 8 p.m. That will be up soon. It is already up on our Facebook event, so we will get that up here. We do have one kitchen event in July. And that's because Chef Rob is on vacation. So, hey, look, if any of you want to just show all of us how you use your air fryer, we would love to host you. That's not an issue. It's not 100% exclusive just to Chef Rob and Mindy, especially when they're on vacation. But we do have them, and that is going to be on the 17th. And they're going over cool summer salads. And I just hope there's some watermelon or mandarin oranges, because I do like that with lettuce. I do like that. And then we've got Ask a Doctor. Ask a Doctor is happening on both YouTube and Facebook. And so that is happening on the 22nd at 6:30 p.m. What you're going to find is on Facebook, there'll be a picture of Dr. Prakash. You will not miss it because his face will be right there, pinned to the top of Aortic Hope's Facebook page. You have an opportunity to post questions live in this public space. I say that because whatever you post will not be anonymous. Okay. Your questions go up there. Simultaneously, here, like I'm talking to you now, I will be reading those questions, not mentioning names, and Dr. Prakash will be hopping in to the Facebook channel and answering all of your questions in the comments section, and I will be relaying those answers here. In addition, people can chat here their questions, and we'll be posting those on Facebook, and he'll be answering them, and I'll share the answers here. But if you want to remain anonymous, there is an anonymous link that you can use, and we will read your questions for you. So that's happening. It's a very busy month. And then we have a live event on the 29th, and this is navigating the disability process, or basically how to successfully navigate Social Security. And we have Chris Doherty and Barbara Mountain from Doherty, Cellakeen and Associates. They've been on with us many times before. They were my personal firm that I used when trying to obtain disability benefits, and things have significantly changed. I mean, they changed during COVID. We knew that the timing and the ways in which you can get approved and have hearings had changed. And now there's been a lot of reduction in force. And so we're going to have them update us on what it's looking like to get this process going. If you're someone starting the process, what should your expectations be? And if you're in the midst of a process, what your expectations should be. What is Social Security? Versus Social Security disability insurance? We're going to have all of your questions answered. It's very informative. They would love to talk to you if you have questions. There, again, is no fee involved. They take their fee based upon when the day happens that you've settled, and it is a capped amount. It comes out before you even get your check, and this is an industry standard, so it is aligns with what everybody has to charge across the board. But I'd love for you to have a chance to talk with them and get your questions answered in the process of disability applications. So that's kind of a snapshot of what we've got going on for July. It's pretty busy, but not as busy as it could be because we are gearing up for September for Aortic Disease Awareness Month. It is right around the corner. I've got a lot of exciting things to announce very soon. Very soon, I'll be making a big announcement about what September is going to look like, and can't wait for you guys to be a part of that. It's always a fun, exciting month talking about everything aortic disease, lots of giveaways. And there's also a bingo coming up in August, so you guys can get ready for that. I know we're getting ready. We're pulling together some really fun stuff for all of you. And a couple new community initiatives are going to be hopefully starting soon. I don't want to give too much information because, sometimes dates change, but there's at least 3 new things that are joining the community along the lines of Aortic Artist and the kitchen and Qigong and our mindfulness sessions. We've got at least 3 other things coming that I think you're going to find really, really exciting. And speaking of Aortic Artist, she is off for the summer, you guys, off for the summer. We will pick this back up again in September. Ooh, September's going to be a busy month. But until then, that's all the things that we have going on right now. And again, check out Run for Aortic Health. And I don't know, yeah, we've got Wise tonight. So hopefully I'll see some of the ladies over there this evening. And then we kick off July. Can't believe it. It's already happening.
I know it's
Oh,
happening so
yeah,
fast.
so fast.
Off topic, Molly says, "What is your
Yes.
most favorite live Q&A with a doctor?"
Oh, it's always Ben Udelman. I mean, no offense to anybody else who's watching, because I do love Kyle Udaly. I love them all. But sitting with Ben, and when Ben just puts his whole face in the camera and is like, number 563, why Karen Anderson will not be my patient, it cracks me up. I cannot stop laughing when I interview him. I find him to be the most connected physician with patients that I've ever met in my entire life. Someone who really is an empath and struggles, I think, with separating sometimes what he needs to separate to be a good physician. And he's a great physician. But yeah, that one's my favorite. And then my non-physician is when we have done a few of those the ladies events, the ladies nights, and we were doing stupid contests and wearing face masks. I don't know what I was thinking. Those were kind of fun. But yeah, those are fun. Good question, Miles.
Yeah.
Good question.
Also, she just got news. She's unable to do weekend review on the 7th.
Okay. Well,
So,
there you go. It'll be Tammy. You guys will have Tammy next week. Yes, you will.
or we will do this on Tuesday.
I am out of town, you guys.
I
I
mean,
am out
if
of
she's
town
not
next
available
week.
on the 7th.
Uh,
Somebody.
yeah,
Somebody.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Molly can do it on Tuesday, but
Don't know. We'll
maybe.
figure it out
Yeah.
then.
We're figuring it out.
All right.
Your guess is as good as ours as of right this minute. All right, everybody, don't forget, click like, please. Click like, click subscribe, click that bell because that's going to let you know when we go live, and then you can hop in and hang out with us. And click share. I know it seems weird to share something that talks a lot about aortic disease, but really it runs so strongly in families that I guarantee you somebody on your personal page is going to read this and feel like, or going to watch this and feel like, wow, I learned a lot. I learned a lot today. I learned that this host, Karen Anderson, hates watermelon with soy sauce. That for sure they're going to learn. All right, everybody, I'll talk to you soon. Have a great week. Take care. Bye bye.